The Vampire's Dream. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more Vampire's Dream. The Vampire's Dream. The Vampire's Dream. Venom's Dream. The Venom's Dream. The Venom's Dream. We are Venom. I got that Eddie Brock on the shirt. Man, the shooters got... See, now we know who's a shooter. I switched it. See if y'all like that. Now we can see who the shooters are. I don't know if y'all like this layout better. Y'all gotta let me know. I told you we making adjustments and upgrades. I'm like Mayweather, king of adjustments. The Vampire's Dream. A lot going on in boxing. Yeah, that Spider-Man 3 was weak. Shooters are like the guy from RoboCop who shoots Murphy. Can you fly, Bobby? We killed you. You're dead. We killed you, man. The Vampire's Dream. Damn, it's so hot. This is melting right now. It's so hot in here. And it was like fully solid. That's annoying. That man Golovkin, triple greedy. He said, had no guys, hey, had no pay cuts. That man said he got pay cuts for Abel. This shit is crazy. We giving out pay cuts this year. Hey, anybody want to, we got the pay cuts coming up. I think it's a great move. I got to see who he goes to. Abel called him ungrateful. I seen that. That's crazy. I mean, I wonder who's going to train him. Listen, this might be, y'all fell for this whole gimmick, this Mexican style gimmick shit, right? So, is he going to go with another Mexican trainer? And if he doesn't, is he still going to be claiming Mexican style? Or is he just going to switch and go to big drama show? You know, which one is he? Is he going to try to do both? Because that don't sound right. Like, let's say you went to an African trainer and you claiming Mexican style and you from Kazakhstan. That sounds weird. You feel me? So... he better go to the Reynosos or Nacho Beristain or something if he wants to keep saying it's Mexican style. Robert Garcia. That's going to seem kind of weird, you know. You would have, you know, Paulie Malignaggi coach, you would an Italian coach talking about Mexican style or something. I never even understood the Mexican style shit because he doesn't even fight like that. What he said it was. stream. I like it better like this. I don't like it disappearing shit. I'm just experimenting with some shit. What the fuck? I don't know how to turn this disappear shit off. Type something real quick. I don't know how to. I don't know how to do add green and all that. This shit is hard. You have to have like. It's in Mexican style. Yeah, man. Hey, DAZN got to do something, bro. Hey, DAZN, man. DAZN got to do something. Listen. So here's the thing. DAZN got Triple G fighting bakery rolls with some odd trainer. You know, I don't know if we're going to go to Virgil Hunter or what, who he's going with. Not a big fight, regardless of who trains him. Nonito Donaire's opponent got pulled out the week of the fight. Like, that's crazy, bro. The week of the fight, though. Look, I got the email. Young enters the World Boxing Super Series after shoulder injury forces Tete to withdraw. So I don't even know who that is. This is Donaire's new opponent. It looked like Kristen Neef from Philly. Kristen Little Neefy. Yeah. Rockefeller Records, we get down, baby. Who's Steven Young? I don't even know who that is. Who is that? Do y'all know him? I'm not familiar with him. But anyway, that's Nonito's new opponent. I thought they were going to reschedule the Tete fight, but they're like, nope. I don't even know who that is. Kristen Little Neefy. So that, Gerald Miller, Eddie Hearns, he said he's going to expose Team Ortiz next week. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see this expose. I want to see how Eddie Hearn, he told BTG he going to expose him. Bro, see y'all, the game is doing too much. Luis Ortiz don't have, listen, this is what you, oh my gosh. I don't know. I'll wait to see what Eddie Hearn is going to say to expose Team Ortiz. But the thing is this. How are people running around acting like Luis Ortiz ducked and he's going to get exposed and all this stuff when he wasn't even the scheduled opponent and this is all last minute? So whether they could put together the fight last minute or not, what's this exposed shit? If anybody got exposed, it's Joshua and Eddie Hearns because they could have fought Luis Ortiz from the get-go. So I can't wait to hear. I'm waiting till next week. I'll set my timer to hear how Eddie Hearn's going to expose them. How you going to Joshua? Every reasonable fight that the fans keep asking for, Joshua is not fighting them next. So how you going to? Everyone wanted Wilder. Didn't happen next. All types of back and forth. Turned down 50 mil. Said Wembley wasn't open in September. Blah blah blah. And then I told you, new media, he's going to fight Povetkin. He's going to fight Povetkin. He fought Povetkin. They said for the longest time, Dillian Whyte was the front runner. Then we started hearing the commotion that Dillian Whyte wasn't happy with the offers that are being made. Then, bottom line, Dillian White didn't happen. They said they were going to fight April 13th. Magically, that date goes away. And then all of a sudden, they reroute and say they're coming to America. And to come to America, we knew they weren't fighting Wilder. At this point, we knew they weren't fighting Dillian White. At this point, we knew they weren't fighting Tyson Fury. And then they picked the one guy who would fail multiple drug tests, in a fight. And, realistically, the fight hadn't been buzzed about too much. After Joshua got pushed, from that point to Gerald Miller failing the drug test, there was no real calamity for that fight. Like, nobody was really talking about the fight. No one heard from Joshua, stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So, I don't get this whole exposed thing. But then again, I think I've proven I'm cut from a different cloth. I tend to see things different from old media. So, I just don't get it. Like, no matter what Eddie Hearn says and AJ, the proof is in the pudding. They have the most, I'll put it this way. Let's play a game. And we could even play it in the hot seat. Name one fighter who is a champion, a multi-belt champion, that has had all of the best fights somehow, some way, been in some type of negotiation, and then they all said they got lowballed. Let me know who that person is. I'll wait. Name another champion in boxing outside of Eddie Hearn's and Anthony Joshua team. So Anthony Joshua. And all of the best fights that they could fight, the fights never happened in a reasonable time, and they all cited being lowballed. I'll give you guys a second. What's good? Y'all thought of anything? Name one other champion. One. That's all. Just one. One person in boxing that's a champion with a real belt and the best fights in his or her division. They all said that this person was lowballed or we got lowballed by that team and these fights didn't happen. Who? Now I'm just curious. I want to know what other fighter. So you could try to bamboozle new media. It's not going to work. Like I said, the points that I'm bringing up, no one seems to have any answers for anything. It's like I feel like a police asking the hood who pulled the trigger to investigate a homicide. Nobody seems to have heard or seen anything because people are scared. People don't want to, they don't want to finger the shooter and shit. Name just one. Name one other champion where there's multiple people that were good fights for them to fight. They had some type of offer made and or negotiation, and they all the fight didn't happen, and they all cited we couldn't agree on the money. LJ said the haters watching the channel want to speak, but they are cowards and can't. Tell them, L. Tell them how it is. That's what I'm saying, man. Like these they be lying. Who? I can't. Oh shit. Name one other person. I can't think of one fighter that constantly has to keep going through this, where it's like, yeah, we want to fight the best, but nobody. We can never agree. I can't think of one person, and you guys aren't helping me. That's sad. You can't think of one fighter, and this is what you want me to believe. Unbelievable. Like, let's look at Canelo, right? Name multiple people who had an offer from Canelo, and they all said they were getting lowballed. And then the fight got turned down, and then Canelo ended up fighting whoever the fuck he wanted. That didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? The only thing similar is like when Triple G got offered $15 million flat from Golden Boy. He didn't like the offer, and then they just kept negotiating. Or Canelo failed a drug test and he wanted 50%, and they said, we're not giving you 50-50, and then they kept negotiating, and then De La Hoya said, I got it, here's a home run plan, and then the fight was made. But Joshua, Wilder, Joshua, White, Joshua, Tyson Fury, Frank Warren says we got offered a derisory offer from Joshua's camp, and then now Luis Ortiz. And you want me to believe that everybody else is the problem and there's a clear common denominator. It doesn't sound believable. So once again, new media, we on the case. I can't wait to hear what Eddie Hearn had to say to expose to expose Luis Ortiz. Again, if it's something stupid, it's not going to work. It has to be something real. Expose us. Like, we offered him more money than Gerald Miller, you know, because here's the other thing with this whole Luis Ortiz thing. People keep saying this is like, it's funny how in this new internet age, everybody puts, oh yeah, ooh. See, new media, I swear we're getting we too efficient. Look what Power B. Can you guys smash the like button? D Hodges was good. Power Beast, can you all get some claps for him? He said Joseph Parker had an issue too. That's what I'm saying. They had negotiations that stretched months because they couldn't agree on the money. Again, I don't know where you guys are from. I don't know how much, you know, money you've made in your lifetime, but when you have money, why is money seemingly the big holdup when Eddie Hearn is saying DAZN has $1 billion? I don't get it. Eddie Hearn has constantly ran around and says DAZN has $1 billion. We have the biggest budget in boxing. You know, nobody's messing with our budget. We have our own time slots. We have our own facilities. We have our own streaming app. We don't have to buy network times. We got all the money. We're going to buy all the fighters up in America and take over. All this stuff. Why is it so hard to accomplish this if you got all the money? I don't get it. And then the other thing, from what's being reported, guys like Triple G, he getting so much money, it's causing rifts with his 10-year trainer, 9-year trainer, Abel Sanchez, and then they ultimately break up. First the fat boys break up. First the fat boys break up. Now every day I wake up, somebody got a problem with Hove. You know what I'm saying? Now, first Triple G and Abel break up. It's causing problems with that. He not even fighting nobody that anybody wants to see him fight. He's fighting Steve Rolls out of left field. But Demetrius Andrade can't get Triple G. Luis Ortiz can't get compensated for stepping in last minute to something that he feels is comfortable. Like, people said $10 million. Oh, well, if he wants $15 million, if he wants $20 million, this is DAZN's problem. So I would do the same thing. Okay, Luis Ortiz, he probably knows how hard it is to get a title shot because he knows how long it took for him to get the Wilder fight. He's age 40. He's being asked to step in with 5 weeks notice. The longer the negotiations go on and string out, the longer it's going to take for you to, how you going to really get in camp and start, you know, facilitating bodies and allocating bodies for your camp and really get deep into camp, and you don't even know if you got the fight yet. So, you know, it doesn't make sense. And he's being asked to fight last minute, which is nothing new. You know, things like this come up in boxing. I get that. But then he wants to be properly compensated, or he wants a type of money that, you know, that he wants to get for the task at hand, plus the inconvenience of what he's being expected. Like, okay, when I worked a regular job, before I was salary, when I was a department manager, if we had a big walk or something, sometimes they would ask me to stay longer than my scheduled shift. Guess what? They got to pay like they weigh. I got overtime for that. You know, I'm not going to, why would I work if I'm an hourly associate and I've already put in my hours, and then they need me, like someone called in sick and they want me to work more hours until the next, work another 4 hours, then you're going to give me overtime, and depending on how long you need me, you're going to give me double time, and so on and so forth. That's how it goes. That's California labor laws. So fighters risking it all, risking their health, last minute, you know, it's no different. Would you guys be an hourly associate and then you get the same rate of pay and you've been working 13 hours? Or would you be like, nah, I need that OT, you know, I need that. Like, even the simple jobs I had in the past, like Best Buy, I didn't mind working some if I didn't have any plans, like 4th of July, because for the big holidays, we would get time and a half. So I would get my hourly wage plus half. So I get time and a half. You want me to work on this national holiday, you're paying me time and a half. Same concept. But these guys are lacing them up, risking their life, trying to help DAZN save their event and do something for them. Everybody keeps talking about what this does for Luis Ortiz. That's the only angle old media is, oh yeah, but this is an opportunity at 4 belts. Fuck that. It's an opportunity for DAZN to save their ass too. You get what I'm saying? Because if you were so worried about Ortiz getting a crack at the 4 belts, he could have done it when he was with Matchroom, and he could have done it before Miller was ever assigned this assignment. And guess what? They didn't pick him. They picked against him. So now you made a mistake. The world's seen. You picked someone who failed drug tests. Your fight got canceled. Now, if you want me to step in late, last minute, whoever's advising him, I would get them for what they're worth too. I would rape the game. Not literally. I know it's the Me Too era. But I would make you pay like you weigh. No different. No different. You need, it's about options. You need me. It's not just, see, people keep saying, oh, but he could get 4 belts and this is more than his pay, blah, blah, blah. You ain't seen Luis Ortiz with a cup on the side of the street saying, can you spare any change? So don't worry about it. If he feels his bank account is cool, I'm sure if his electricity was about to get cut off, he probably would have took the fight. You get what I'm saying? See, a lot of people in this boxing game, you got so many people with so many different opinions, and these motherfuckers ain't qualified to give their opinions. You know, they have no connections in the game. They don't cover fights. They don't do nothing. They don't even know shit about boxing. Motherfuckers is broke, and then you trying to tell another person what to take. We know your broke ass would take it. You work at Hot Dog on the Stick. We know you would take anything that was offered you, but not everyone's in that position. You get what I'm saying? Like my barber, she's a female. She got hands, right? She knows how many heads she cuts in a day, and she knows if it's a lucrative day. So if she was scheduled to leave at 8, right? Because, you know, barbers can make up their own schedule and shit. If she was scheduled to leave at 8, right? And then there was a bunch of people waiting in seats that needed haircuts. If she already had a successful day and she was cool with how much money that she made throughout the day, guess what? She has the option to stay longer or leave at the time that she's scheduled to leave. You get what I'm saying? If she wants to stay and cut some extra heads and, you know, get a couple $25 cuts and, you know, and then leave, that's on her. But she already has a day's work. So who the fuck are you to tell her, oh, you need to stay and cut? That's extra money. You don't know what her money's like. So how you gonna tell her she needs to stay and cut the extra hairs when she's already done her day's work? Luis Ortiz just finished fighting. He just fought Christian Hammer and got paid off of it. You tell him he needs to take this because you say so. And it's not a deal him and his team are comfortable with. Stupid. Like I said, just like the barber example, If she's off at 8 and then there's a bunch of people, she can leave at 8. She don't have no obligation. They weren't her appointments. It's not like she didn't cut one of her appointments. But if she's entitled to pick and choose. That's the type of freedom you have. If she decides, yo, I made good money today. I handled all my appointments. I cashed out. You know, people tip big. I'm out. I've had a long day. Then she's entitled to do that. If she wants to stay and, you know, help people get their hair cut, cool. If not, they should have made an appointment. Guess what? Eddie Hearns, Anthony Joshua, they should have made an appointment with Luis Ortiz. What making an appointment would be is scheduling Luis Ortiz with the proper notice beforehand instead of actually scheduling Gerald Miller to begin with. So a lot of people got this twisted. They think that Luis Ortiz is the one under pressure. He just fought. He literally just fought on the Erislandy Lara card in Miami. So he didn't even have to leave the block. Just fought. He didn't fail a drug test here. Gerald Miller did. So that's what happens. You have the freedom to decide what you want. But you got people trying to make up his mind for him. Listen, I already told you, if him and his team like the deal, I would love to see the fight. But guess what? Since I'm real, I wanted to see the fight beforehand. In fact, on my channel, I pushed for the fight, and I wanted to see the fight before and instead of Gerald Miller. And I told you that. This is what's eating old media alive. They know that. They know I've been pushing for the fight. They know I've been requesting the fight. They know I've been an advocate for the fight. And unlike these fake motherfuckers, I wanted to see the fight before Gerald Miller even failed a drug test. I told you it should have been Luis Ortiz. So don't try to flip it now and act like I'm the bad guy and act like I'm the one that didn't want to see Luis Ortiz get a crack at 4 belts. But like I said, you got to pay like you weigh. Luis Ortiz's team knows that. Listen, here's another example because I'm the king of analogies. Smash the like button. I got analogies all day. I'm going to help paint the picture. Let me illustrate. You know, I used to be able to draw a little bit. You know, let me help you. Let me draw the picture. Let me paint the picture. Let me illustrate. Young Michelangelo. Young Pablo. I'm Van Gogh. I am Walt Disney. Google. Steve Jobs. Smash the like button. If y'all want me to demonstrate and illustrate, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? I need a hell yeah in the comment section. Y'all got to motivate me. Smash the like button. This is why Errol Spence keeps saying tables turn. Because tables do turn. See, people, when they in the position of power and everything's going well, they don't stop to think, you know. Sometimes you have to slow down, take a step back, be humble, and then, you know, look how you treat people, things like that, right? Imagine if I went into, like, a store and I acted like I was better than the people at Walmart or something. And I'm like, because I have a nice, high-paying job, and I start treating people like shit. And then somehow, some way, my business gets out. I get fired from my job, you know. And then I got to go to Walmart and try to do a money order and, you know, do cash advances and shit. Now the tables turn. Now they can laugh at my pain because I didn't act right. Same thing with this Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz from the jump could have been the person. Now the tables turn. Eddie Hearn needs to fill this date. He needs to fill the building up. He needs to satisfy DAZN. He has to try to make a big fight for his fighter for his American debut, and they're kind of trapped in America. Tables turn. Now Luis Ortiz got some leverage here, right? That's what this is all about. It's about the game of power. It's about leverage. You didn't want to give me no looks. You didn't want to give me that alley-oop when you could have did it on your own right, in your own merit. And then now you fucked up because not you fucked up, but now you fucked up. Like, What I mean is, that's how I talk. You fucked up, like your situation is fucked up. And now you want other fighters to save the day. And then now you're trying to flip it like it's just this huge opportunity for them. But guess what? Joshua, his belts didn't change. It's not like they added belts after Gerald Miller failed his drug test. So once again, if you were so concerned with Luis Ortiz getting a shot at age 40, oh, he's 40 though, opportunities like this don't come about. He hits a chance at 4 titles. It was always that. He was already 40. So, point being, he could have been the person to begin with. If you were so concerned, why wasn't he the person to begin with before Gerald Miller? And then if he would have failed another drug test, then he would have been fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But let me keep going on and help you guys, help illustrate some of these points I'm making. I used to work at Lowe's, and you're going to constantly hear me say stuff because I speak from life experiences and stuff. So I was a manager. Salary manager, I worked my way up, department, all the little different roles and stuff. But then my last position with Lowe's was salary manager. I was just underneath the store manager. So I had to run the building, right? 100,000 square foot building, hold shit down. Now, there'd be times where there was a ceiling fan, right? And it would go on sale. It'd be a real good sale. But the sale would go off. We had these things called price audits. So the difference is if the company, like Lowe's in this example, if they have a sale, they're willing to take this loss. Maybe there's some kind of deal with the manufacturer for this period of time or whatever. So there'd be some good deals, but they end on Saturday. And then when the Sunday paper comes out, a new sale would start. So if we weren't up on our price audits and somebody didn't use the Telzon gun and scan to find out there was an incorrect price and switch the label, then the ceiling fan, right, would be advertised with the sale price that really ended the day before. That's why we had someone who did pricing, but each department had to kind of follow up with the pricing because that's a lot of price labels for a store. So there was a time where this lady bought a ceiling fan and she went up to the cashier and she was like, nah, the ceiling fan said it was $69.99, but it was ringing up $349.99, right? She said it was $69.99. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'll take a look. And she's like, I'll show you, right? I went, I verified it, and it was. The pricing coordinator did not remove the price tag, and the price was like $69.99, but the regular price was $349.99. The sale had ended, right? The sale had ended, and we didn't take the sign down. That's Lowe's bad, right? We didn't adjust the pricing. And then I was like, all right, you're right. I verified the sign, the dates. And I remember I was like, yeah, that shit was on sale last week. Okay, cool. Guess what the customer did? I said, oh, yeah, we'll honor that price. Sorry for the inconvenience. And I started peeling off the tag. Guess what the customer did? Anybody take a guess what the customer did? $350 ceiling fan, incorrect price. We failed to change the price. Guess what the customer did? Because you have to honor the price. That's what it was advertised. The UPC added up. The item number, the SKUs, all of it was the same. The description. Shout out to Anthony T. He's a true con artist. That's exactly what she did. No, I'm just playing. She was like, I'll take 2 or I'll take 3. I forgot how many she bought. But she bought like 2 or 3 of them. Because she knew there were $3.50 a pop. She wasn't going to buy no fucking 3. But she seen the opportunity. And she's like, fuck it, I'll take 3. Or she took what was on the shelf or whatever. We had to honor it. That's just how the game goes. We didn't have the pricing. So, we had to talk to the pricing coordinator because that was a huge, markdown. She bought like 2 or 3 of the fans at the discounted price that the sale had ended. And that's different. When we have to manually deduct it, we have to explain, like, why did you take $200 off or whatever, but if it's on sale, it's going to naturally scan at the sale price, so it won't show up on that report. So that was, she got over. She was smart. That's fair game, fair play. It's no different. Luis Ortiz overlooked. He been calling out Joshua, called Joshua chicken, pussy, coward, stop hiding. We heard nothing from Joshua. Nothing. Then, randomly, on DAZN, Joshua called out Luis Ortiz. Randomly. They said, oh, if it's not Wilder, Fury, who you want? Name some names. He said, oh, Luis Ortiz. That's the first guy he said. He said Ortiz, Miller, or Dillian White. You didn't fight Dillian White, and you didn't fight the first guy out your mouth, which was Luis Ortiz. So, again, all's fair in love and war. They had the opportunity to fight him. They didn't. So Luis Ortiz is trying to get his cash. He's trying to get that cash. If you want me to step in, have a bullshit camp, age 40, and get this event back on track, you got to pay like you weigh. It's that simple. That's fair game. Just like I said with the ceiling fan example. She bought more ceiling fans just because she seen it was our discrepancy. Fair game, fair play. Like, I would do the same thing type shit. Ego, you're definitely the analogy king. You schemed that analogy like a battle rapper. I love battle rap. And I rap too, so it's the same thing. So, yeah, I don't fault Luis Ortiz. He didn't do that. He been calling out Joshua. Joshua didn't answer the call. Joshua didn't barely say nothing. Then finally said his name and still didn't pick him. Now you want him to, Eddie Hearn talking about, I'm going to expose Luis Ortiz. Good luck with that. How you going to expose someone who you need to expose yourself for picking Gerald Miller, coming off of the Baghdad Dinu fight, and Thomas Adamak with the least experience out of all of them. Wilder, Fury, Dillian White, Luis Ortiz. Gerald Miller, like I've been telling you, had the least experience. I said, okay, whatever. It's still interesting just because of the size difference, because he's 317 pounds and he was throwing so many punches. But I told you, there's other guys that should have been ahead in line, and they didn't even look that way. And then now you're angry with Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz team, y'all did y'all thing. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that at all. Why you're in the driver's seat? What's happening in boxing is people aren't respecting the rules to the game. They think they're in the driver's seat. They think this is their car, but really this is a Uber. This is a Lyft. This is still my shit. This is my car. You a passenger in my car. That's the problem. Bob Arum and Terrence Crawford. Bob Arum's talking to Al Heyman like he in the driver's seat with the welterweight division. Sorry, bud, you're not. Eddie Hearn talking like Luis Ortiz, he the one that got to fix the event. He don't got to do shit. So, the rules is getting a little bit bent, This is a Uber. Yeah, it's a rideshare app, but this is my car. I pay for this. I pay the car note. I get this bitch cleaned. You know what I'm saying? You a passenger. You in the back seat. There's some free water if you want it. You can use the little lightning charger, but this is my shit. That's where people are getting this whole game confused. Luis Ortiz didn't do it. He don't owe nothing to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn didn't even give him no AJ fight. Eddie Hearn gave him Malik Scott and Dave Allen when he was signed to him and protected Joshua. He don't owe nothing to Joshua. His team don't owe nothing to Joshua. He been calling out Joshua. So I would exploit the fuck out of him. That's one aspect. You want me to fight under these terms, late minute, maybe it'd be different if he had a full camp and he was the first choice. He was going to have a 10-week camp. Then, yeah, that's a hell of an opportunity. Try to negotiate, get the price. Won't. But under these, pressure terms, man, fuck that. Boss Red 357 $2 super chat. Wasn't Ortiz AJ's mandatory one time? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You never paid him no attention like that anyway. And then now they're trying to flip it like Ortiz is ducking. All right, bro. No one's buying that. Save that for the UK. Maybe they'll eat it up and all that. Nobody in America is buying that. It just sounds trash. You've had ample time to fight Luis Ortiz without a mishap happening. Facts. You could have fought Luis Ortiz with no mishap happening, but you didn't. So it's not his thing. He's trying to get paid, and for whatever reason, the guy in the company that say they have $1 billion and the biggest budget in boxing keep losing out on better fights because of money. That's not making sense. Not making sense. How you got the most money in boxing, but you can't get fights over the line? How? Triple G Charlo, you can't lure Charlo over there. You have an in-house fight with Andre. That doesn't get done. You're fighting someone like Steve Rolls. We know you don't have to pay much. So it's like, what's the basis? You know, put it this way. The depth of the stable that Al Heyman has and his power and reach and connection, if he really wants, he can make some shit happen. Like, we've seen it. Broner versus Omar Figueroa main event, he got Jesse Vargas up in there. That was a good save. You get what I'm saying? That's probably the best save you could have got that was reasonable, you know, with little time and someone who's probably in shape and, you know, stays pretty ready. Shit like that. The best save that DAZN could get would be Luis Ortiz. So how you let a fight get away like that, but you willing to pay, here's the other thing. You're willing to pay Triple G X said amount of dollars, 15 mil, 20 mil, whatever ridiculous amount to fight Steve Rolls, a fight no one cares about. No one cares about. I don't hear nobody talking about the press conference. Triple G breaking up with Abel Sanchez got more spins and talked about a lot more, some negative shit, than Triple G versus Rolls press conference. I didn't even watch that. Truth be told, I didn't even watch that. I don't know how many of y'all watched the press conference. I know I didn't. And it wasn't like I was like boycotting it. I didn't even know this shit was on, to be honest. They did a 2-city press tour and neither coast cared about it. I'm in Cali. I ain't hear nobody talking about no Triple G Rolls press conference. And they was in New York or whatever. Had no Abel Sanchez because he got fired. He got fired on his day off. Yeah, Abel and Triple G, they're not working together anymore. So, you know, you got to make stuff make sense. How you got $1 billion, you got so much money to give Canelo for fielding fights, but you can't. So something's wrong. Either you ain't got the money you say, or you don't want Joshua to fight Luis Ortiz. So you're lowballing him, not getting you're not insistent. Give it like just once. Why can't you do something radical just to get the fight over the line? Like, fuck it, all right, Luis Ortiz, we'll give you $18 million. Now, that would be different. If they said, hey, we're giving Luis Ortiz $18 million, Joshua's going to make $28 million, let's get it cracking. And then Luis Ortiz, he was like, nah, I want $22 million. Then I'll be like, all right, you being petty, bro. You know what I'm saying? Why won't they do, they're not doing nothing like that. And if anything, Eddie Hearn's tactics, because they're so public, he's snitching on himself. DAZN offered Wilder a 3-fight deal, publicized, 20 mil, 20 mil, and 40 mil, right? Well, actually, hold on. How much was it? 80 or 100? I'm trying to think. It's so many back and forth. What were the DAZN 3-fight deal? What were they offering him? Was it, how much a piece was it? Each fight? I forgot what they said. I think it was 100 mil. You know, so much bullshit. You forget. It was 100 mil, but how much was it supposed to be for each fight? Oh, it was 20 and then 40. I think that's what it was. Yeah, 20, 40, 40. Yeah. Okay. So here, Pete. 20, 40, and 40 for allegedly Joshua won 40 mil, and then the rematch get the same exact, which is stupid. No matter if he knocks him out or what, he's getting the same. That's stupid. It's usually rematches do better because there's anticipation for them, you know. DAZN was willing to offer Wilder to fight Dominic Breazeale $20 million. But just last year, Eddie Hearn offered him between $12.5 million. Joshua got offered $50 million plus 50% pay-per-view. So then they improved their offer to $15 million. So once again, we're talking about numbers. And how come DAZN just a year later was willing to offer $5 million more for Wilder to fight Breazeale than AJ and Hearn was willing to offer for the Joshua Wilder fight? Explain that. How? If they were going to offer Wilder a 3-fight deal, 20, 40, 40, the first fight they said fight whoever, fight your mandatory Dominic Breazeale, cool, 20 mil. So how would he get more from DAZN for a Breazeale fight than he would get for fighting Joshua? Make that make sense. And you tell me they're not playing with the numbers. Makes no sense. You can offer, that's what I'm saying. Like these companies and DAZN is the worst about it because they keep publicizing what they owing people. Vitaly Klitschko said, I talked to my brother and now he wants 120 million or 100 million. DAZN offered Klitschko $80 million, I believe, for 3 fights. But guess what? The Wilder deal was publicized, 3 fights for $100 million. You don't think Klitschko seen that? And it was like, man, all right, you're going to give him 100 mil. I'm a Hall of Famer. I'm a fucking Hall of Famer. We want 120 now, or we want the 100. So DAZN, I don't know what they're doing. They telling everybody that, you know, deals and the money's leaking, how much money. Broner leaked the contract. Tyson Fury leaked one of the contracts from Eddie Hearn. You know, the Wilder deal, the 3-fight deal was publicized. At least Wilder's Breazeale fight with Showtime is sealed. Nobody knows. I don't know how much Wilder's getting for the Showtime. I don't think it's ever been reported. DAZN out here throwing out money. Canelo's purses was revealed. They had a pretty good estimate for how much Triple G's getting. And you wonder why Luis Ortiz and motherfuckers want more money. This is common sense. It's like the Little Rascals are running the business or some shit. Fucking alfalfa and shit. And buckwheat. Okay. I got $1. I got $1. I got $1. Hey. The fucking Little Rascals could do this stupid ass shit. Fucking buckwheat and shit. It's just common sense. You telling everybody. Everybody know every dollar that everybody's getting. And you wonder why Luis Ortiz is at, oh, man, $40 million cash. I'll be doing the same thing. You telling everybody. I'll be asking for crazy shit. Give me 60 million and 3 butt naked bitches from Italy. Like, man, I'm asking for everything. Give me the works. Like Five Guys burgers. I'm asking for everything. Grilled onions, green peppers, light mayo, mustard, pickles, you know, Cajun fries. I'm asking for everything. Y'all tripping. Cheese, bacon. I need it all. Fuck is you talking about? I'm asking for Cambodian breast milk. You know, Junior's cheesecake. Shout out to Brooklyn. You know, I want 3 glow sticks. A box of Capri Suns. Some Dunkaroos. Like, what the fuck? I want hella shit, bro. Amazon Prime subscription. Free DAZN for a year. I need my loot. I want the Beatles anthology. You gonna pay. Cause I see how much you throwing the Golovkin and shit. That's their problem, to be honest. That's their problem. They telling everybody every number and shit. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? They telling everybody knows everybody's business, and all these deals are constantly being publicized. And you wondering why motherfuckers is asking for more money. This is funny. Like, I'll ask for money too if I knew they was giving it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a saint, so I'll just tell y'all this story. Back in the day, like high school, we knew a dude that worked at Old Navy, and he would let us like ring up. Like he worked there. He was a manager or some shit, and he would I don't know what he did, but he would ring up like one item and give us hella shit. I had dumb shit, bro. I was Old Navy'd out. I had fleeces and headbands, all types of shit, bro. I was so fucking fitted. I was so fucking fitted with that Old Navy plug. I had tech vests and snow boots and all types of shit, bro. You giving it, you know what I'm saying? We got the plug on the low, you know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you, it was moving in the bay. We was doing it wiggling. I'm just telling you what it is. He worked at Old Navy. I had dumb shit, visors and shit. Like, I don't wear no fucking visor, you know. But shit, like I work at Subway or something. I got a visor with the moon roof. This shit, you got your hairstyle exposed and shit. You can see the waves on the top and shit. He worked there. He was hooking it up. We was getting it, you know. I'm getting Old Navy socks and condoms, all types of shit. He was plugging us. So we would shop and get all types of stuff, to be honest. I had Old Navy drawers. I was fitted, bro. I was Old Navy'd out, like, you giving it, fuck it. He said my cousin got jammed up doing that at Foot Locker. Yeah, bro, don't do that, bro. I wouldn't want to do that. They probably got technology and shit. They probably got Siri snitching on you. Nigger stealing. Like, what? Yeah, don't do that now, bro. This was back in the day. You know? But I'm just saying, like, people knew, like, he wasn't just doing it for anyone. He was just doing it to, like, me and my boys was real cool with him. So that's how it is with DAZN. Motherfuckers getting in where they fit in. Canelo, that's probably why he went over. Oh, $365 million. I don't got to worry about pay-per-view. Canelo's like, oh, I don't have to worry about having the pay-per-view numbers. I can fight Rocky Fielding and who the fuck ever. I was born ready. That motherfucker sign right here. I don't blame people. You better tighten that belt up. Telling everybody your damn business. Ollie the Fourth, $5 super chat. I don't know the financial details. The views in the detail. The devil's in the detail. AJ voice. Whatever Miller was gonna make, Ortiz definitely needs more. He's arguably a top 4. He's not arguably. He is a top 4. But I feel you. Wilder, AJ, Fury, and Luis Ortiz. See, I like Dillian White, but Dillian White got knocked out worse than Luis Ortiz got knocked out, to be honest. And Dillian White never got a title shot. You get what I'm saying? Luis Ortiz has been in a title fight. Dillian White hasn't been in an actual title fight. Not like a silver interim. I'm talking about real champion. So, yeah, I would have Luis Ortiz before Dillian White, too. And Dillian White was a kickboxer or some shit. He was in, like, mixed martial arts. Luis Ortiz got 300 and something amateurs. Hey, Jose, a fool. He said Luis Ortiz trying to get in where he fit in. I feel you. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody is. You know, they paying like that. Man, I remember, like I said, when I went to Sears, the reason I started working at Lowe's, a bunch of us worked at Sears. One person left the Lowe's, and they was paying more. So they came back, they're like, oh, cool, the manager, store manager is hella cool. So another person got a job. Before you know it, everybody left Sears. Everybody left Sears and went to the Lowe's. It was like, oh, shit, they paying more? We was like, yeah, bruh, feel me? I'm out here. So, same thing. DAZN, you flinging all this. It's all publicized. You offering Tyson Fury $80 million. You know, ESPN, even though they're separate, they're offering Tyson Fury 108. Everybody know this Canelo deal, $365 million. Man, shit. That's like the gift and the curse. Everybody knew, like, because they was bragging about it. Everybody knew how much, you know, Canelo was making. So why would you even blame these fighters? I'll be trying to. You always ask for more. Listen, you don't get what you're worth. You get what you negotiate. You know, we on that Wolf of Wall Street shit. Fuck that. I'm the Wolf of Wall Street. Sell me this pen. Sell me this fucking pen. Like. So, Luis Ortiz, yeah, you want me to Captain Saver, save the day, help your event? See, they don't want to pay. That's why, you know, we'll see if they can get Andy Ruiz. I don't know. But I think it'll probably be Michael Hunter or someone like that. You know, because these guys are probably going to come cheaper. And to me, that's a real issue because DAZN needs custom. Like, whatever. We going to see. Here's the other thing with DAZN. With all these mishaps happening with the cards, it becomes harder to. How you gonna get loyal subscribers if you keep having fighters pull out of your main biggest cards, fights that are canceled because PED tests? You know, Triple G. I mean, I don't know how much this will affect them, but Triple G switching trainers. It's just a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? But what if somebody liked the pairing of Abel and Triple G, and now people don't think Triple G will be the same fighter. You know, there's just a lot going on with DAZN cards right now. Then you have Regis Prograis versus Carell Relic, a guy that Rancis Bartholomew, who's fighting this weekend, also fought. That's another thing. DAZN, it's like 52 weekends in a 52 weeks in a year or whatever, and I feel like DAZN always is competing. Like, there's a couple of weekends where no major boxing is on, and they're never DAZN cards then. It's always when other people. So, I don't know if DAZN, you know, because I haven't looked that deep into it. I don't know if DAZN is making their card first, and then Al Heyman and Top Rank are just like, fuck that, and then doing a card on top of it. I'm not sure, but it seems like there's always... Like, put it this way. Name a big DAZN fight there was no other major boxing card on that day. How you flexing $1 billion acting broke? That's what I'm saying. He said, That's what I'm saying. Like, name a DAZN. The Canelo Jacobs is probably the first one. And I don't think any promoter would have been scared if they knew it was Joshua versus whoever he's about to fight next. They were probably standing out the way for Joshua Miller because they probably thought that was a big enough of fight. But that got fucked up. No, I don't. You said it's cold blooded. I think he is doing that. Like, look, okay, man, Al Heyman is playing chat. I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, for example, Terrence Crawford versus Amir Khan, they said did 150,000. That's the estimate that is coming from industry insiders. That's what they're saying. People like Michael Woods and reporters, with connects in the game, they're saying 150,000. So imagine if there was no Danny Garcia, Adrian Granados, because you have to look at it. Some people are different levels of boxing fans, and you could get a free fix. Watch Fox, watch Danny Garcia. That was a good performance by Danny on free Fox the day they have a pay-per-view. So that could fulfill your craving. Me, I'm more of a boxing fan, so I watch it all. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's staging stuff like Regis Prograis. The Rances Bartholomew fight is versus Robert Easter is this weekend. So if you think about it, what's a bigger card? Regis Prograis versus Kirill Relic, a guy that Rances already fought, or Bunny versus, Rances Bartholomew in Vegas, and probably Errol Spence and Broner and different people are going to be there. So it kind of steals the shine away from other events. And the Donaire fight got fucked up. That kind of messed up the World Boxing Super Series. Well, not the whole thing, but that particular division. Because this is the second time Donaire gets to advance from a technicality. The first dude Ryan Burnett or whatever got injured in the fight. And then Zolani Tete, who probably would have I think he was favored to beat Donaire. He got injured before the fight. So now they're bringing in Stephen Young or whoever. So if all he has to do is beat someone who already has a loss, whoever this guy is, and then he can make the finals with a Nui, so. And like the other thing is like DAZN, they got Jesse Vargas. Just look at, man, this is crazy. Just look at everybody's fight. Jesse Vargas, his DAZN fights. So when he was with PBC, he had a tune-up fight, I think, versus somebody in December, like Aaron Martinez or somebody. Then he fought Broner. Then he went with Eddie Hearn. They gave him Thomas Delorme. It ended in a draw. And now he's fighting Humberto Soto. These simply aren't that big. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's an undercard. They put that on the undercard. I don't really hear people talking about that fight. I'm just being honest. Kane is such a jerk. He said it. I thought Steve Young retired from football. Shout out to Vegas. Appreciate you. You got to look at this stuff, Estrada versus Sor Rungvisai. I want to see it. I watched the first one, but I don't hear much buzz behind it. The Superfly cards were bigger on HBO. Why Eddie keeps saying they have to overpay someone to fight? I don't know. And you see, the thing is this, like, I'm not even trying to be harsh, but I'm a realist. The bottom line is this world is about producing. Let's say I'm going through a nasty breakup and I'm depressed. I have a channel to run, so I'm going to have to figure it out. I have to make money, I have to put out content. The world doesn't care. No one's going to feel sorry for me. They're going to go to the next channel if I ain't got no content. Content is king. So no matter what's happening in life, I got to kind of pull it together and make content. All right? If I don't drop no video for 2 weeks because I'm heartbroken, my channel going to take a dip, take a hit. The zone keep having these mishaps with the car. It sucks, but the end result, you gotta fix it. It sucks that Gerald Miller went out like that and did that to himself. But the end result is still the same. Now you're stuck with a broken card and somebody probably less anticipated than the Miller fight. You know, we'll see who they put in, but from what it seems like, it'll probably be someone less anticipated than the Miller fight, and that's what you're stuck with. You know, it sucks that Zolani Tete got injured conveniently a week before to the point where you can't. But the reality is now your World Boxing Super Series tournament has a hiccup. So people, it doesn't matter what caused it. What matters is the end result. Your product is suffering. It sucks that Billy Joe Saunders failed a drug test. But the end result is we didn't get to see Andre to this day versus Billy Joe. I feel bad for Boo Boo because he can't catch a break. He ain't fought a big name since Vanes Martirosyan. Name a big name he fought. I know he called out people. Name the biggest name he fought. Willie Nelson, probably. On Showtime. Name a name bigger than Vanes Martirosyan at that time that Andre fought. So Billy Joe Saunders was going to be his coming out party to see what he could do against a known guy with the name, with the profile, who looked good versus David Lemieux, beat Chris Eubank Jr., who just beat James DeGale. My bad. This Kit Kat was like melting, so I had to hurry up and eat it. It's super hot out here. I live on the outskirts of the bay, so I don't live deep by the water. So where I live, it still gets hella hot. Because I don't live right by the, by the water. So it's hot as fuck here. And I just bought the Kit Kat, and this shit was already like melted just from being in here. It was like hella super soft. Oh, Ronald Finkley thinking, shit, I killed it though. He said I should have froze the Kit Kat. I had to smash that. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Damn, I should have froze it. That's a good idea. It wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't like liquid metal and shit. It wasn't that like liquefied. But yeah, like I said, the end result is still the same. That's what people know. People know the end result. End result is David Lemieux was supposed to be on 2 Canelo cards, and he hasn't been on either one. End result is Virgil Ortiz Jr., good up-and-coming fighter, was supposed to be on Canelo Fielding. He's off. End result, Andrade versus Saunders to this day haven't fought, and they were supposed to fight, and it was scheduled, and people got up for it and excited. End result is Anthony Joshua versus Gerald Miller got fucked up, and people didn't get to see it. End result is Zolani Tete is out of the World Boxing Super Series, and Nonito Donaire is fighting a lesser opponent now. DAZN is upping the price, and the fights are trash. That's another thing. The timing is horrible. And remember, see, this is why old media is shook, because they know what I've been saying. They know what new media has been saying, and it makes a lot of sense, and it's making more and more sense. For example, remember when I said, me personally, I think it's too prematurely that they raised the price. I would have waited until after Canelo Jacobs and after Joshua Miller. Look at the numbers and see if you gained any traction, and then make that decision. Guess what? They did the opposite and said, fuck that. Those are our biggest fights coming up. So we hiking up the price. So they did it, announced it to the world, sent out press releases, took away the 30-day free trial, doubled the price by 100%, doubled it, increased it by 100%. And then one of the main cards that would have been worthy to pay for, or at least to a lot of people, is now messed up. Shout out to Golden Gloves. He said, facts, I remember. I know I said it. I know what I say. I'm not just, I joke around and stuff, but I know I'm not just out here saying shit. That's what I'm saying. So I literally said that. I said I would have waited. They didn't. They were like, man, we're going to make this Canelo, whatever numbers it does, we're going to make the viewership count. And I told you from the beginning, Eddie Hearns is playing a deadly game because he's from the UK and he has an office in New York, but I feel like he hasn't really reached out to American media to really, like, have you noticed when he's talking to American media, it's like arguments. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like he's arguing with somebody. Like Ness from the Boxing Voice, Blue Blood, or Cali, they're like arguments. They're, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, that's what they feel like to me, at least. So he hasn't like really made a name for himself, like, build that foundation and that relationship with American media. And I'm not talking about Dan Raphael or somebody. I'm talking about the people who can help control the narrative, shit like that. He said, yeah, that's why I stopped watching his interviews. That's what I'm saying. And it keeps continuing, like where Luis Ortiz, for example, he's not from America, but Americans are familiar with him. And he's like, oh, I'm going to expose Luis Ortiz, and like, oh, Wilder ain't this and that, and nobody knows him. It's like constantly like people that are Americans or the Americans kind of relate to, he seems to be going against all of them. I told you this was a deadly game from the beginning because one, new media, we control the narrative. Two, it shouldn't be about like making war. It should be about making peace and just being honest and being fair, being consistent, shit like that. And I told you the other most important thing is the UK can't save him in this DAZN venture until they get rid of Sky Sports and open up their market for UK fights to be distributed through DAZN in the UK. They can't save him. He's going to have to. In America, it's a different pond. It's sink or swim. He's going to have to be successful in this market. And even the thing with Golden Boy is not as they like, Oscar De La Hoya kind of just stays out the way. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not like Eddie Hearns is like all in the video type shit. Oscar De La Hoya, I ain't even heard from him. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen nothing crazy. So he occasionally takes shots if he, something about Mayweather. He'll occasionally say, oh, Canelo should fight Conor McGregor or something like Koukamani. But it's not like Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is like always there, always doing interviews, always in the camera, all in the video. You know what I'm saying? So the thing with Golden Boy, though, is they just don't have the stable. They got Canelo. If Canelo loses to Jacobs, that would be horrible for DAZN. Just because, no disrespect to Jacobs, but they haven't like really marketed him like that. So that would be a marquee star. That'd be a marquee star losing, and even if it's a perceived loss, like even if, if it's like a lot of fight, this is why it's a dangerous fight. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a dangerous fight for Canelo. And this is the thing, and the funny thing is, this is why old media is mad, because they know everything I've been saying is now coming into fruition. Joshua, I've been telling you, he should have been brought his ass out here to America to start establishing it. Like, Americans, we're assholes, but we're also cool, if that makes any sense. You never seen, like, like people, whether they liked him or not, they respected Lennox Lewis. When Calzaghe was fighting B-Hop and Roy Jones, even though it was like a faded Roy, people respected him. They respected him for it. You know what I'm saying? AJ made it a point not to come to America on boxing. He might have came for, to do a commercial or some shit like that, but he never really came out and like set up shop, so to speak. And he told the public that he didn't want to. And this is the criticism that he got from me and also Lennox Lewis and a lot of other like YouTube channels and shit. And you guys were saying, oh, the UK is the hotbed. He doesn't need to come out. The UK got him. All right. Now he's stuck in the UK with an underdeveloped profile that he could have been working on. And then when mishaps happen, like the Gerald Miller shit, he's out here naked with no pause. But that's what we say. He's like, he don't have nowhere to turn. Versus somebody who has a profile in America like Gervonta Davis. Abner Matas pulled out with the fight. People were left disappointed. But since we know who Gervonta Tank Davis is and we're familiar, some people will be like, I'm still going to support his fight. This is not Hugo Ruiz. That's not what I wanted, but it's Tank. So, I'm not going to refund my ticket. Shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Or when Wilder was supposed to fight Luis Ortiz at the Barclays, the shit was still lit. I went to the fight. So he ended up fighting Bermain Stavern too, taking care of a mandatory. People stuck by Wilder because they knew the Luis Ortiz failed drug test shit wasn't his fault. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, I'm going to still go. And if you were at the Barclays that night, that shit was lit when he knocked out Stavern. That shit was lit because I was there. But Joshua, he's not in the same position because he never cared to work on his persona or image and build up. It takes time. Like, one of my favorite newer actors is Tom Hardy. He's from over there. But I seen him. He's done a lot of American pictures. He's worked with Leonardo DiCaprio, American actors, and Chris Nolan, American director, shit like that. So we've seen him in a lot of projects. Oh, okay. That's his body of work. Cool. So now we might be, if he goes do a film in the UK or something again, we might be more receptive to that because we know who he is. Like, you got to, it's just like little kids. Little kids, they don't get comfortable with you right away. They got to know who they're dealing with. Like, you ever go to a girl you're dating and they got a little kid and you're like, hi, like, how you doing? And then she go like, and then put her head in her mom's leg and shit, hide from you. And you're like, fuck you then. Badass kid, fuck you then. You know what I'm saying? Because kids, they have to be comfortable with you. They have to know, like, who's this? I don't know you. And that's how it is. Like, you can't just set up shop somewhere else and then no one knows who you are. You haven't, like, announced yourself and, put the work in and you just expecting to be the man. That's what I'm saying. Like, Joshua, everything he's built in the UK, it's a clean slate in America. You have to, take a little bit of that energy, but it's still a process in America because it's a whole different market. Shout out to Anthony T. He said, I fucks with Tom Hardy and Idris Elba. That's what I'm saying. We know Idris from The Wire, Thor, and shit like that. So we're familiar with, oh, he's dope. He cool. You know what I'm saying? So when he went to the UK and had that boxing match, some people looked at it. Like, because we're familiar with his body of work. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm going to check that out. So, I don't know, man. DAZN is just like they keep having these mishaps with the cars. That shit crazy. Wilder went bad on Gerald Miller. Y'all want to hear it? Y'all want to hear Wilder go bad on Gerald Miller?
Not only hurts this fighter, but it hurts.
Back like, why is it happening to me? Why do you a lot of money since we talked about money? You know, they made me, you know, go in some of my toughest moments in my career to sit back and reconsider boxing, you know what I'm saying? To sit back and like, why is it happening to me? Why do these guys want to cheat with me since I don't have all the tools and the necessary need for boxing? Why do they have to cheat for me? So, you know, all this stuff go through my head, and I don't have no place in my heart for a cheat. You know, this sport is very serious, and I'm one of the people that always talking about risking our lives in the ring. And when a guy, you know, use any type of thing to make his body, you know, perform what it's supposed to do, then I don't have no respect for you. Look, nobody know who this guy is, and now he get an opportunity of a lifetime. And what I'm so passionate about it because I'm disappointed in him. I'm not disappointed because of the fight. I'm not disappointed because you know of boxing. I'm disappointed because he allowed his family not to receive this such big blessing, and he have kids. But you know how it is. If you bless a foolish man, it becomes a curse.
You got to be disappointed in the decision, Leo, when somebody makes a decision. Obviously, you know,
skills. And if you're at the top, professional fighters, and then your skills. And if you're at the top of the sport, as he claimed to be, you know, he's a man of who can do this, he can do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But then you do something that's, you trying to, you know, up your abilities. Why don't you believe in your abilities in the first place? Secondly, I don't know about indefinitely because that's strong. That's big. And I'm glad I'm not in that position.
Look, this man wanted popularity. He wanted fame. It just came in the worst ways for him. And I don't feel sorry for him. None at all. And then what made him look so bad is he want to accuse the other opponent for doing something like that. Here he comes doing it. You know, but like I said, I know a lot of guys that does it. This is not the first one. And guess what? When this drug came out and got banned, guess what? Another drug just came out. So, and they just don't have the technology to detect it right now, but they will. It keeps coming out, and these guys keep doing it, man. It's going to be a real cycle. Only way it's going to stop is to somebody really put an end to it.
And that brings me to my point.
And he got to start, and he got to be the example.
Exactly.
He got to be the example, or it ain't going to stop.
I said the word indefinite because I feel like it's not going to stop. Deontay, you just said it yourself. Guys keep getting caught. They keep getting caught. They keep getting caught. Deontay, you're in the hardest hitting division in boxing. I mean, one punch and it could be over for your life, and that's unfortunate. And I see that's probably why you're so passionate about it. Are you saying lifetime ban?
Exactly.
You saying lifetime ban?
That is exactly why I'm. For sure, lifetime ban for sure. Like I said, man, I'm so passionate about it because these guys that helped me up in my career with this. Man, you got an opportunity of a lifetime, life-changing money. Win, lose, or draw, you go home with that.
Same thing.
Come on, bro.
Lifetime
ban. Come on, man.
I'd hate to be in that position of power to make that call. All I can say is, when we start on our career,
bro,
fighters miss
we gotta stop being soft. We got to stop being soft, and we got to stop being soft on this situation, man. Because everybody always talking about, well, we got to wait till the facts come out, and we know the facts. We know the facts. Lifetime ban. Count me in.
Leo, lifetime ban. I think if they catch it.
Hey, Wilder going off. Wilder went off on Miller. Like, I mean, it's not funny, but Wilder be passionate when he get in that little lane. He said, nah, we got to stop being soft. We got to stop. Caleb Plant was saying, like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to make that decision. That's someone's livelihood forever. And he's like, nah, man. Like, he's basically like, fuck that. Nah. We got to stop being soft. Talking about wait till the facts come. Wait till the facts. No, we know the facts. Lifetime ban. He said, sign me up. Hey, Wilder is a fool, bro. That shit. This dude said, nah, we know the fact. He cheated. We know the fact. Lifetime ban. Count me in. This dude is a fool, bro. He said we got to stop being soft. Like, I mean, he brings up a good point though. Motherfuckers like Margarito cheated with the plaster, took a little fine and suspension. Shane Mosley whipped his ass, took a little fine and suspension. He get rewarded with a Pacquiao fight at AT&T Stadium. And a Cotto fight after that. You know what I'm saying? The same guy you might have beat up and cheated with the fucked up raps, you got to fight again. And you got to fight Pacquiao when he was drinking them Ariza shakes. Gerald Miller really dropped the ball with this one. I know this shouldn't matter, but for me, I wouldn't want the ops to be able to put me in, like, you know, I wouldn't want to be in a situation that I brought on myself like this, where it's something you clearly going to hold your head down low about, and the competition or the ops, the people who are against you, because, you know, Gerald Miller had some run-ins with different people. Now they could all be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that's the least of your problems, but for me, I don't like giving people that satisfaction. Does that make sense to you? I wouldn't want someone to have the satisfaction. Like, that's why new media, we work hard. We're consistent. You know, we're not putting out bullshit. I don't want to take a L like something like, you know, I cheated and got exposed or some shit. Now everyone could be like, you know, kick you while you're down type shit. Like Dillian White. Dillian White and Gerald Miller been going at it, you know, for a while. Dillian White, he posting all these memes and funny videos and shit during your black cloud time. You know what I'm saying? Wilder like lifetime ban. He didn't get along with Gerald Miller. You know? So I wouldn't want to be in no situation where, like, I gave, like, from a piss poor decision, I gave him an easy reason to jump on me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's another thing. Someone said it makes me wonder if he had been cheating the whole time. I don't know, because his fighting style that's one thing everyone always raved about, how he was his size and he was so busy at that weight. So, if anything, it puts gives people the reason to speculate. Yeah, but I mean, I hate to be negative Nancy, but he failed a test in Glory in 2014. And he failed again. Like, you know, that's like, you don't just, I don't know. I don't feel like you just pick a, like, how do you fail 2 times? Like, you don't really, how do you not learn your lesson from the first time? Like, you're not just like, oh shit, woo. You know, I bounced back cool since the first time I did it. But then it's like, I know people in the past and shit that got multiple DUIs. And I'm like, how you getting multiple DUI? Like, I ain't never had one. You know, how you get not one, but go through all this? Like, the people that get DUIs is like, it sounds like a pain. I knew a dude, he couldn't drive at all. You know what I'm saying? He could only drive to and from work. He had to pay hella money, got put in jail overnight, and all types of shit happened. So if you went through that seemed like a huge wake-up call. Like, fuck, I got to get my shit together. So it's like, how you getting 2 and 3 DUIs? Like, you just keep going through that? That's weird. You know, to me, that's weird that, like, how you have more than one when it was such a hardship and a setback and couldn't drive, and you finally get your freedom back, and then you go right back to it. You know, that's, I don't know. That's like a behavioral thing. See? Jose said, I know a guy that has 4. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's, you know how much fines you have to pay? Like, that's extreme. 4? Like, goddamn. That means he had to pay hella, like, restitutions and All types of shit. Couldn't drive for periods of time, or you got to look over your shoulder because you riding dirty. That's doing too much. Especially when they have ride sharing apps and shit out now. Like you just had, it's just weird. I caught a DUI in 2008. I had to take classes, and I never drink and drive again to this day. Everybody give some claps to my man Anthony T. That's what I'm talking about. You gotta learn the lesson. Life, nobody's perfect, but definitely learn the lesson, especially if you got caught up in that, because it's just a waste of time, waste of money. It's 15,000. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all got to give my man Anthony T. He did it the right way. See, that's what I'm saying. That's too much. You just blowing money trying to pay all that shit. Judge told me next time 3 months in jail. Oh, fuck. See, that's what I'm saying. So it's like if you cheated once and then got away with it, or like served your thing and then bounced back to the point where you're getting an AJ fight, you gotta make sure you good. I like to hear stories like where y'all improve the behavior. That's dope. Keep it up. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, now there's even no reason, because they got Ubers and Lyfts and shit. Get a hotel, something. Just take a Lyft. People are they make weird decisions. Like get a hotel for $100 for the night, or stay at your friend's house. Even a hotel, like I said, $110 a night versus all the fines you will be paying to try to go through DUI classes and all this bullshit that you would have to pay. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So people got to look at it. It's all kind of like relative. You have to put it into perspective. I would much rather pay $110 for a hotel, or expensive Uber ride home than have to pay all this extra shit that's associated with it. See, Jose, he said, I ain't taking that risk. I'm a truck driver. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They'll take your class, what is it, class B? They'll take that
For a second time, yeah, maybe the first time not.
They'll take that license. Anyway, I got to give my voice a rest. I just wanted to rap to y'all the vampire stream. I've been doing a lot of, it's crazy because when I do a lot of streams in the day, like you really feel it because I'm going hard and I'm getting animated, doing impressions. I gotta give my voice a rest. Class A license. That's what it's up. All right, you guys have a good night. I'll be back with some more heat. The vampire.